Did you know there's a house shaped like a giant shoe where people actually live? Or a building with a highway running right through it? Stick around because we're counting down the 15 most unbelievable buildings in the world that'll blow your mind. I'm here to show you the craziest stuff on Earth, and if you love weird and jaw-dropping things, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. These buildings are so crazy, you'll wonder how they even exist. From houses that look like cartoons to towers that twist like a tornado, we've got it all. Each one has a cool story, and I'll share simple facts to make you say, whoa. Some of these buildings are so weird they look fake, but they're totally real. People live and work in these places every single day. Starting at number 15, we have the Shoe House in Pennsylvania. This house is shaped like a giant work boot, and it's totally real. A shoe salesman named Malin Haynes built it in 1948 to get more customers for his shoe stores. The house is 48 feet long, 25 feet high, and 17 feet wide. It has a living room in the toe part and a kitchen in the heel. How crazy is that? You can actually stay there overnight if you want. It's like sleeping inside a giant shoe. This guy was so creative with his advertising that people still visit it today, more than 75 years later. The house has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, so it's a real home where people can live comfortably. Number 14 will make your jaw drop. The Gate Tower building in Osaka, Japan has a highway going right through it. Cars zoom through this office building between floors 5 and 7 while people work inside. The building has 16 floors, and the highway just cuts right through the middle. This happened because the building owners and the highway people couldn't agree on what to do with the land. So they came up with this crazy solution. The highway goes through floors 5, 6, and 7, but doesn't actually touch the building. There's a special gap with walls around it to keep the noise down. Imagine telling your friends you work in the building with a highway through it. At number 13, we have the Crazy House in Vietnam that looks like a giant tree. This place is so weird, it's like stepping into a fairy tale. The house has twisty rooms, curved walls, and no straight lines anywhere. It was built by an artist who wanted to make something totally different. Inside, every room is shaped differently. The stairs twist and turn like tree branches. Even the windows are shaped like leaves and flowers. People can actually stay here overnight because it's a hotel. Imagine waking up in a room that looks like you're inside a tree trunk. It took years to build because every part had to be made by hand. Number 12 is the Cube houses in Rotterdam. These houses look like they're going to fall over, but they don't. They're cubes that are tilted on their sides. There are 39 of these yellow cube houses all connected together. They look like giant dice that someone threw and they landed crooked. Each cube is a real house where families live. All the walls are slanted, so you can't put furniture against them normally. The windows are at strange angles too, but people love living there because it's so unique. You can actually visit one that's been turned into a museum. Walking through a tilted house makes you feel dizzy, but in a fun way. Coming in at number 11 is the Longaberger basket building in Ohio. This office building is shaped like a giant picnic basket. The company that built it made real baskets, so they decided their office should look like their product. The building is 7 stories tall and looks exactly like a huge wicker basket. It even has giant handles on the sides. The basket is 192 feet long and 126 feet wide. The handles alone weigh about 150 tons each. That's like having 75 cars sitting on top of the building. People used to work inside this giant basket every day. Even though the company isn't there anymore, people still come to take pictures with it. Number 10 looks like it came from outer space. The Kunsthaus Graz in Austria is an art museum that looks like a blue blob. People call it the friendly alien because it looks like a spaceship landed in the middle of the city. The building has a bumpy, curved surface covered in blue panels. At night, it lights up and looks even more like something from space. The building doesn't have any straight edges or flat walls. Everything is curved and bumpy. It looks like a giant blue bubble that got stuck between the old buildings. Kids especially love this building because it looks like something from their favorite cartoon. At number 9, we have the Dancing House in Prague. This building really does look like it's dancing. It's made of 2 parts that curve and twist together like 2 people dancing. One part is straight and the other curves out like a dress spinning around. The architects designed it to look like famous dancers Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. The curved part is supposed to be the woman's dress flowing as she dances. When they first built it, some people didn't like it because it was so different, but now it's one of the most famous buildings in Prague. At night when it's lit up, it looks even more like it's dancing. Number 8 is so cool. The community bookshelf in Kansas City looks like giant books lined up on a shelf. The library's parking garage is designed to look like a row of huge books. Each book spine is about 25 feet tall. The books they chose are favorites that people in the city pick. You can read the titles on the spines from far away. There's classics like Romeo and Juliet and modern books too. It's like having the world's biggest bookshelf right in the middle of the city. People driving by always slow down to try to read the titles. Kids love this building because because it makes reading look fun and exciting. At number 7, we have the Lloyd's building in London that looks like it's inside out. All the pipes and elevators that are usually hidden inside buildings are on the outside of this one. The architects did this to save space inside for offices. The building is covered in shiny metal pipes and tubes. It looks like a robot or a spaceship. The elevators are in glass tubes on the outside, so you can see people going up and down. At night when it's lit up, it looks even more like something from the future. This building showed other architects that you could be creative and put things on the outside instead of hiding them inside. Number 6 is straight out of the Flintstones. The stone house in Portugal is built right between 4 giant rocks. The rocks form the walls and roof of the house. The family who built it found these 4 huge boulders and decided to build their house around them instead of moving them. The house fits perfectly between the rocks like a puzzle piece. It has windows and a door, just like a normal house, but the walls are made of giant stones. The family says it's very quiet inside because the thick rock walls block out all the noise. It's like living in a natural cave, but with electricity and running water. People drive from far away just to see the house that's built into the rocks. Coming in at number 5 is the Dalí Theater and Museum in Spain. This building has giant eggs sitting on top of it. The museum is dedicated to the famous artist Salvador Dalí, who painted weird and crazy things. So his museum had to be just as weird. The building is covered in strange decorations and has huge white eggs lined up along the roof. The eggs are each about 6 feet tall. Inside the museum, there are even weirder things, like a car with mannequins inside. Dalí designed a lot of the building himself before he died. The building is just as crazy and creative as the art inside it. Coming in at number 4 is the Crooked House in Sopot, Poland. This building looks like it's melting or straight out of a cartoon. The walls and windows bend, curve, and twist like someone grabbed the whole place and squished it in their hands. It was built in 2004 and inspired by drawings from a Polish children's book illustrator, which explains why it looks so playful and surreal. The roof even ripples like waves, and nothing about it is straight or even. Inside, it's a regular shopping center with cafes and stores, so you can sip coffee while feeling like you're in a dream. People walking by often think their eyes are playing tricks on them, but nope, it's totally real, and you can walk right in. It's like stepping into a Dr. Seuss story in the middle of a normal street. Number 3 looks like a spaceship landed in Tokyo. The Fuji TV building has a giant silver ball stuck right in the middle of it. The building looks like a huge grid, and there's this massive metal sphere sitting in the center. The ball is an observation deck where people can go to look out over the city. The whole building looks like something from a science fiction movie. The silver ball is so big and shiny that you can see it from miles away. At night, the whole building lights up and looks even more like a spaceship. Kids love this building because it looks like a giant toy or a robot. At number 2, we have a building that looks like it's spinning. The Turning Torso in Sweden is a skyscraper that twists 90 degrees from bottom to top. It's like someone grabbed the top and twisted it like opening a jar. The building has 54 floors, and each floor is turned just a little bit compared to the one below it. By the time you get to the top, the building has made a quarter turn. It's 190 meters tall. People live in apartments inside this twisting tower. From far away, it looks like the building is frozen in the middle of doing a slow twist dance. The apartments have amazing views because every apartment faces a different direction. And finally, at number 1, we have the most unbelievable building of all, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. This building is so tall, it's hard to believe it's real. At 828 meters tall, it's the tallest building in the entire world. That's more than half a mile high. The building is so tall that the top floors actually sway back and forth in the wind. It has 163 floors above ground. The building is so tall that you can see it from 60 miles away on a clear day. At night, the whole building lights up with colorful LED lights that can be seen from space. The elevators are some of the fastest in the world. They can go up 40 floors in just 1 minute. If you're afraid of heights, this building would be your worst nightmare. But if you love amazing views, the top floors let you see the entire city spread out below you like a map. These 15 buildings prove that architects can create almost anything they can imagine. From houses shaped like shoes to skyscrapers that twist like tornadoes, these buildings show us that the world is full of amazing and creative people. Each building started as just a crazy idea in someone's head, but they made it real. Some people thought these buildings were too weird or impossible to build, but the creators didn't give up. They found ways to make their wild dreams come true, and now millions of people get to see and enjoy these incredible structures. What's really cool is that these buildings aren't just weird looking, they actually work. People live in them, work in them, and visit them every day. The Shoe House is a real home, the Gate Tower building has busy offices, and the Burj Khalifa has thousands of people living and working inside it right now. These buildings prove that you don't have to be boring to be useful. They show us that creativity and function can work together to make something truly special. The next time you see a regular square building, remember these amazing places around the world. Maybe they'll inspire you to think differently about what buildings can look like. Architecture doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun, creative, and totally mind-blowing. These buildings remind us that with enough imagination and hard work, we can build almost anything we dream of. Each of these buildings took years to plan and build. The architects had to solve crazy problems that nobody had ever faced before. How do you build a house inside rocks? How do you make a highway go through a building safely? How do you make a skyscraper twist without falling down? These smart people figured it all out. They used math, science, and creativity to make the impossible possible. These buildings show us that different cultures have different ideas about what buildings should look like. The Japanese thought it was okay to have a highway through a building. The Dutch thought tilted cube houses were a great idea. The Spanish artist Dalí wanted giant eggs on his museum. Each culture brought their own ideas to architecture, making our world more interesting. What's amazing is that new weird buildings are being built all the time. Right now, architects around the world are probably drawing plans for buildings that are even crazier than these. Maybe someday you'll see a building shaped like a hamburger or a skyscraper that looks like a tree. The future of architecture is incredible. If you loved learning about these crazy buildings, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing content. There are many more unbelievable places we haven't talked about. Thanks for watching and see you next video.